Hello, my name is Ralph Weber, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about House Bill 1366, sponsored by Representative Mike Sparks and co-sponsored by Chairman Martin Daniel. This bill will save Tennessee state taxpayers, teachers, state employees, and higher education workers $96 million a year, according to numbers supplied by Tennessee Finance and Administration. It does this several ways. While it reduces costs, it also increases choices of providers, and it improves quality, and it decreases out-of-pocket costs. The way, I'm going to show you an email here, the way it reduces costs is, you can see here, this is an email sent by FNA. As you can see, let me just put on my glasses so I can see this here. As you can see, currently the plan is administered by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. The in-network providers, the facilities are paid 166% of the Medicare rate. The professional fees, in other words, the doctors, are paid 135% for a total of 151%. The out-of-network providers, the facility fees are 150% of Medicare, and the doctor fees are 123%. What this bill does is it rounds up the 157 to 160, and it rounds up the 123 to 125. So we just add a couple of percent to those reimbursement figures, and that reduces cost by 6%. Now, currently, since the state, between the state contributions and the employee contributions, are $1.6 billion. 6% of $1.6 billion is $96 million a year. So that's how it will reduce the cost by $96 million a year. In addition, what it does is it removes, as you can see from these charts, these are actual procedures based on data supplied by Finance Administration. As you can see, these are all the providers, and you can see this spike here. And you can also see it here and here. Okay, so this bottom one, this is a CT scan, and what you can see is the average charges are $635. The high charge is $19,800. That's 3,100% of the average. I call that unjust enrichment. Why should one provider be paid 3,100% more than the average? And it's not just one provider. It's really a whole bunch that are being paid a lot more. In this example, it's colonoscopy. The average charges are $1,212, and the high charges are $17,200. And when we looked at the higher cost providers, and we looked at the Medicare quality ratings, we found that they were actually, most of the providers that charged in excess of $15,000 were rated a 2 out of 5 on the quality scale. Those providers that charged on average less than $5,000 were rated 5 out of 5. So why should a lower quality provider, why should a higher cost provider provide lower quality? Again, unjust enrichment. This bill removes those spikes by limiting the reimbursement to a cap. Is that cost control? No, it's spending control. Just like if an employee went on a business trip and stayed at the Ritz-Carlton or the Waldorf Astoria, the state wouldn't reimburse those charges. And there's no need to reimburse those charges, especially because the quality is generally less. According to the Fiscal Review Committee on this memo here, this bill will reduce the total cost by $24.6 million per year. It will save the state approximately, let me see here, what is that number? $17.9 million. $17.9 million to the state and the rest to the employees. So the Fiscal Review Committee feels that it will save the state $24.6 million a year. Tennessee Finance Administration feels that it will save the state $96 million per year. Whether it's 96 or 24.6, the savings are substantial. And as I said earlier, instead of having the narrow network that the state employees have to stay within right now, the employees can go to any provider in the state. So it widens the choice, decreases their cost, increases their quality, and reduces the overall spending. When Chairman Martin Daniel asked for more information, the Blue Cross and Optum filed a lawsuit against him to try to avoid them from having to disclose how much they actually pay providers. I'm not sure why they would do that. I'm not sure if they have anything to hide, or there's obviously some reason that they don't want to show these numbers. But that also is kind of curious to me.